It is 4 p.m. We're bringing developing news.
And the stories behind the headlines. This is Storycon, and I'm Ces Orenia Drilon, sitting in for Reg.
Regina Lay.
Regina Lay.
Yeah. And I'm Ed Lingao, sitting in for Ed. Some viewers are watching this Tuesday, March 24. Senators say the Philippines is in crisis due to the impacts of the Middle East war on prices and the overall economy. During Senate hearings under the Protect Committee, legislators urged government agencies to recognize the situation to enable faster and more urgent action. The palace earlier downplayed fears of an oil crisis, saying fuel supply remains adequate. It, however, cited a price disruption.
Energy Secretary Sharon Garin says the Philippines still has sufficient fuel reserves, with inventory estimated to last about 45 days or until the first week of May. She noted that supply remains, quote, manageable. Garin added that the government is coordinating with other countries for possible additional fuel resources to prevent shortages.
Meantime, President Donald Trump says the U.S. is holding talks with an Iranian leader, claiming the discussions were productive. Trump also says he extended to 5 days the deadline for Iran to reopen the Strait of Hormuz or face possible attacks on its power plants. However, Iran denies any direct negotiations with the U.S. and rejected all of Trump's claims.
And here at home, the peso opened stronger against the US dollar at 59.90. The Philippine currency fell to a new record low yesterday, settling at 60.30 versus the greenback. Meantime, the PSEI opened this Tuesday higher at 5,922.78 points. The stock market yesterday plunged to its worst finish in 4 months, down nearly 2%. That's as the impact of the Mideast conflict on inflation continues to rattle financial markets.
The Independent Commission for Infrastructure, or ICI, says it did not clear House Speaker Martin Romualdez of any liability in the flood control scandal. This after Congressman Judas Cedric claimed that the commission had supposedly declared Romualdez not accountable. The ICI clarifies that its referral to the Office of the Ombudsman carries no finding of guilt or innocence and is meant to allow further investigation. It also stresses that it is a fact-finding body with no authority to determine criminal or admin liability.
And Vice President Sara Duterte is in Manila, but is not inclined to attend the House impeachment hearing proper tomorrow, March 25. That's according to a reliable source of News 5. The source said appearing at the deliberations is not part of the Vice President's current schedule. Ako.
And joining us today, Storycon's resident political crisis, Pandit.
Hey, there is no crisis.
There's no crisis. He's a crisis. Ano, have you found a crisis?
Nagulat ako eh. Akala ko may crisis talaga dahil nandito si Sas eh.
Wala, nahila lang ako.
Hindi nga ako lumipat kanina. Pagpasok, tama, may napuntahan ko.
Wala si Principal Truant din. Truant.
So you are free to misbehave today.
Parang napipigilan ako ni Principal.
That came from her.
Oh no, Reg, sorry. Nako, I will crack the whip in your stead.
Teka, may isa pang principal. Tawagin mo isa pang principal.
Yeah.
Ako ang tatawag.
Oh.
And the venerable, the Philippine Star Editor-in-Chief, Ami Pamintuan. Hi, Ami.
Di ba mukhang principal?
Hi everyone, hello sis.
Oh, nahila lang ako, nahila lang ako.
Iba school teacher.
Mukhang principal eh.
Ngayon ko lang narinig si Amit, tinawag venerable eh.
Bakit? Hindi?
Ang tumatawag lang sa kanyang gano'n, yung mga staff niya sa Philippine Star.
Nako
Hindi,
eh.
kahit stop ko, hindi ako tinatawag mo.
Ganun ba?
Kasi si Ronald
Sip-sip ba? Sip-sip?
Kasi si Ronald is vulnerable.
Si Ronald vulnerable.
I'm so vulnerable.
Kita mo lang, natawa lahat. Kita mo lang niniwala.
Vulnerable to what?
My heart is so
Yeah.
vulnerable. Tinawanan eh.
Teka, ano
That's
ba
a lot,
yung usual na ano dito? Tinatanong si Ami kung ano ba ang
Oo.
headlines ng Philippine Star.
Yan.
Hindi, dahil puro bad news tayo, nag-uumpisa ako, trying to be positive. Inulit na naman ni Trump yung ano niyang yan,
Oo
sabi
nga.
niya, things are going very well.
Going well.
Palagi ko may kinakausap siya na gustong i-install na ibang tao eh. Ha?
Hindi yan
Kasi
sinasabi.
dinideny siya officially nung ano eh.
Oo, ang
Dinideny siya officially ng Tehran, but stories keep coming out of Washington na meron nga daw talks being brokered by allies, I guess, from the region. Tapos yun ang pinaka-latest niya, I have had a very good and productive conversation regarding a complete and total resolution of our hostilities in the Middle East. Yan yung pinakabago ngayon.
Eh, nag-breakdown yung ceasefire, Ami eh. Binomba
Tingnan
nila yung
natin.
Khorramshahr pipelines eh.
Teka, may
Ngayon,
pang-apat ba tayo
kala ko
ngayon?
may 5-day
Kaya-
may 5-day suspension daw
Kaya
of
nga, hindi
all
nga
attacks
nag-hold.
on power and
Binomba binomba nila yung Khorramshahr pipeline ng Iran. Tapos yung Iran, bobomba
Ngayon.
today yung power plants ng Israel. Dahil gaganti sila eh.
Pero bombing a pipeline is different from bombing their power stations.
And the
Power and
desalination
energy.
plant.
Oo.
Pero
Infrastructure,
total blackout ngayon sa city sa Khorramshahr. Total blackout. Kaya nagalit sila.
Pero Ami, I wanted to point out kanina, meron ding haka-hak or akusasyon na gusto lang ni President Trump i-manipulate yung markets para bumaba
Prices.
yung presyo
Oo nga.
ng oil. Kaya niya sinabi yun.
Naglalaro pala siya ng
Kaya
futures, no?
titingnan natin, mahaba-haba pa yung araw. Ano pa lang ngayon, 4 in the morning pa lang sa Washington. Tingnan natin.
Pero
Ano mangyari?
I wanted to ask you and Ami. Sabi ng gobyerno, wala naman daw crisis. Price disruption na.
Wala nga.
Wala?
Wala nga
Walang
crisis.
oil supply.
Wala lang tayong
Wala daw
sources
crisis sa oil supply, price lang.
Pero bakit
Di ba
sabi,
crisis yun?
hindi ba crisis yun?
Hindi ba krisis? Pag hindi ka makabili pag dumoble yung presyo ng diesel, hindi ba krisis yun?
Hindi yung crisis.
Hindi ba?
O ang jeepney driver, kung 200 na lang kinikita sa isang araw, hindi pa ba crisis yun?
Hindi nga crisis. Hindi naman sila sumasakat ng jeepney. Sumasakay ba sila? Namamalengke ba sila? Hindi naman eh.
Aba, kumakain sila. Alam nila yung presyo ng bilihin, di ba?
Sabi nga nung DTI
yan na.
nung last week eh. Hindi daw tataas ang presyo ng bilihin for 2 months.
For 2 months.
Oh.
For 2 months. Very confident with that promise.
Wait, you have to qualify. Basic commodities.
Okay. Not all.
Not
Yes.
all.
Eh, tumaas na yung, bumili ako ng itlog eh. Bumili ako ng bigas.
Kasama ba yun sa-
Tumaas. Basic
tumaas?
yun eh.
Pwede mong i-report yun.
Oo.
Pahuli.
Pero kasi,
Suggest natin.
Suggested retail price eh. Wala namang parusa eh.
pero mukhang kausap ng
ayan na
Malacanang
nga.
doon was DTI. Ang bigas, may hawak dyan DA.
Oh.
DA, Department of
Sino ba
Agriculture.
nagmo-monitor ng presyo?
Okay, so
Kaya
at this
tanungin
point,
natin
tamang-tama, perfect yung sinabi mong bigas because we want to bring in our first guest for the day, Agriculture Secretary Francisco Chu Laurel. Welcome to StoryCon, Secretary Kiko.
Good afternoon, Secretary.
Dito na, sir.
Hi,
Good afternoon sa inyo lahat.
Oh. Secretary, last week, guest namin yung DTI, hindi daw tataas yung presyo ng bigas. Kaso nung bumili ako, tumaas eh.
Well, sa ngayon ay dahil sa fuel price, talagang tataas ng konti yung presyo ng bigas. Minimum nga sa freight alone is 2 pesos, ano? It can go higher. But in general, meron pa naman tayong bigas na available na hindi tumaas, no? Meron pa rin tayong 45, may 48 pa rin sa merkado. At meron din mga varieties talaga, lalo yung premium na tumaas din talaga.
Pero Secretary, there's another factor that a lot of people don't factor in. It's ammonia-based fertilizers which require the use of natural gas to produce. And I think if I understand correctly, our fertilizer use is mga 60% more or less ammonia-based. And the natural gas prices have also gone up by 30+% already. So I'm wondering kung ano epekto nun, the Iran war, the disruption in ammonia, in natural gas prices and supply, doon sa ating fertilizer prices.
Baka hindi immediate.
And moving forward,
Magtatanim pa eh.
and moving forward to
the rice na hina-harvest natin yon ngayon, kasagsagan ng harvest ngayon, luckily, yan yung ginamitan ng mas mura pang fertilizer. So, ang effect ng fertilizer na tataas from 1,600, ngayon nakita namin meron ng 2,000 pesos per bag. At baka umakit pa ng 2,500 yan. Sa September natin mararamdaman yun sa next harvest season. In case hindi bumaba.
Okay.
Sa US kasi, Secretary, more than 50% na yung tinaas ng fertilizer. Ang problema sa US, ngayon planting season. Sabi nga ng mga farmers sa US, worst time to have a war in the Gulf states dahil planting season sila ngayon.
Sa atin naman, luckily, it's kasagsagan nga ng harvest natin for rice and others, no, sa sugar also. Tapos yung fisheries natin, summer usually maraming huli. So medyo abundant naman ang supply natin as of now.
Ano ba gagawin
Pero
natin
Secretary,
na...
kung sakasakali, may balak ba kayong baguhin yung... Kasi meron din ganung report, no, na may babaguhin kayong mga policy sa rice importation uli. Ano ba yung mga balak?
Actually, as of now, I'm actually talking to all the rice importers, no, at saka mga rice industry players as we speak. Yung isang gagawin natin ay nagsubmit na kami recommendation for price cap nung imported rice at 50 pesos.
Yes.
Sa dinideliberate na yan sa stakeholders today. Tomorrow sa National Price Coordinating Council, no, to be chaired by DTI, parang hopefully maaprubahan yon, then that will be sent to the President for final approval and mag-i-issue ng order ng ating Pangulo kung naaprubahan ko yun.
Secretary, may namomonitor na ba kayo ng mga hoarders at saka profiteers na ine-exploit itong crisis na non-crisis?
Yes, yung hoarder wala masyado. Wala namang hoarding tingin ko nangyayari, pero yung profiteering for me definitely meron dahil kung ang price cap nga namin nasa 50 pesos lang dapat maximum imported rice ngayon, may nakikita kami 58, 55, may 60 pa. So that's for me profiteering na. That's why I need this to be passed para makontrol yan. Pwede namin hulihin na kung sinong lumabag sa price cap na yan by the Price Act.
Secretary, may nabanggit kayong fertilizer na pwedeng gamitin in place of all these imports. Can you elaborate kung ano pong pampalit ng fertilizer na pwedeng gamitin dito sa bansa?
Ang urea kasi, yung inorganic, that's basically nitrogen yan . No, ang kailangan natin na alternative is na biofertilizers na nitrogen fixing or nitrogen based din or nitrogen producing. Meron naman available niyan, tinitignan ng DA ngayon yung current stocks. At definitely makakatulong yun na pwede kang magbawas ng urea na tinatawag na inorganic at magdagdag ng biofertilizer. So hindi naman hindi ganun kalaki effect. And of course, meron din tayong mga alternatives like yung mga ipot ng manok, no, na one of the best fertilizers is yung ipot ng manok, na kung magamit yan ng mga farmers natin at makolekta sa mga chicken farms, that helps a lot and it's the best fertilizer actually.
Sir, balikan ko lang yung sinabi niyo kanina po, as far as fertilizers are concerned, yung sinabi yung 2,000 per bag to 2,500 per bag. You expect those prices to reflect September pa po. In other words, hindi pa tumataas ang presyo ng fertilizer at this point? Did I get you right?
No, yung sabihin ko, yung hina-harvest natin na palay ngayon,
Lumang
to be converted to
September.
rice, ang basehan ng presyo niyan is 1.5 pa lang .
Yes, sir.
No, 1.5 pa lang. Ngayon, kung bibili ngayon ng fertilizer yung magtatanim ngayon,
Yun naman taas ang presyo.
2.5 yun at ang harvest doon sa September pa.
So this early, tumaas na po ng presyo ng fertilizer, but it will reflect
Tumaas
on
na.
the local prices of our food in September pa.
For rice at least.
Yes, sir,
Pero
for
yung mga
rice.
vegetables natin, yung mga ano, baka mas maagang tumaas. Although yung sa vegetables natin and other high-value crops natin, ay yung fertilizer use niya is much less than sa bigas.
Eh,
Yung
tumaas nga ang
agricultural
presyo.
commodities na imported, yung iba nating commodities, halimbawa chicken, pork, karamihan dyan imported at saka salt, no? And milk. May
Yung
nakikita na ba tayong movement sa price na impacted by the crisis in the Middle East?
Sa chicken, actually, hindi. Bumaba pa actually ang chicken dahil may overproduction tayo ngayon sa manok. Sa baboy naman, tumataas ng konti but maraming stock ng imported pork ngayon sa mga cold storages sa Pilipinas. So,
Yeah.
no real issue. So, itlog naman, baka tumaas yun based on freight cost lang kasi nga yung mga yung tracking, no? But as far as production cost direct ng itlog, hindi masyado as of the moment.
Sabi
yung mga,
niyo,
yung mga patatas, yung gatas, yung asin, puro imported dyan eh.
Yung asin natin naman ngayon, mukhang stable naman ang presyo at may local industry natin na dinidevelop nga tungkol dyan. So far, so good naman yung asin, no? Asukal nga, mababa pa rin na marami 6 months ang supply natin ng refined sugar and 4 months ang raw sugar. So we have enough. And corn, marami-rami rin tayong corn so far. So okay naman tayo. The challenge will be towards the September onwards, actually.
so we're good until September, you're saying, Secretary?
Well, if actually we can be good until the end of the year, no? Kasi lahat naman ng assuming mas bumaba ang production, mas bumaba ang ng palay man o livestock o kaya we have another option to import, no? Although ayaw ko talagang mag-import as much as possible, pero kung kinakailangan, marami naman tayong sources, no? Hindi naman ang food production naman yun in ASEAN, tsaka lalo na China, India, tuloy-tuloy naman eh. So there are alternative sources na we can source food from to be imported kung kailangan mag-augment. So supply is not really an issue until the end of the year. It's a matter of price lang eh.
Secretary, ilang percent ba ng ingredients para sa fertilizer natin ang galing sa Middle East? Halimbawa, yung ating crude oil kasi 98% galing sa Middle East eh. 2% lang ang galing dito sa ASEAN.
Yung urea is 30% ang galing sa Middle East, no? Tapos yung ammonia at saka phosphate is 20%.
So, kung tumaas kanyo, Secretary, ang presyo, yung supply ang pwedeng maging problema. Sa fertilizer.
Well, hindi. Depende. Kasi depende lahat yan sa presyo ng, kasi assuming palay, no? Kung ang palay ay mabibili naman ng mataas or na hindi malulugi ang farmer, then even with high fertilizer prices, then they can afford. Tuloy-tuloy naman yung pasok ng fertilizer eh. Hindi naman it's just the price.
There's no supply shortage. It's just the price. Price lang ang problema.
Yes. Na-confirm ko na kanina, may mga bagong papasok na fertilizer, mas mahal lang ng konti. Meron na naman booking na naman in the next 2 months na darating na marami, pero yun, landed cost daw, mga 2,500 na yun. So baka 2,700 ang benta nun. But of course, but then as I said, may mga biofertilizer tayo. Tapos meron din tayong makukuha ngayon ng source ng yung chicken manure, no? Na let's say from Japan, from other countries, na baka yun ang pwedeng i-import natin na hindi siya petroleum-based.
Secretary, may contingency plans ba kayo kung halimbawa yung sinasabi ng gobyerno na 30 to 60 day na fuel reserve ay madideplete kung magpapatuloy itong gera, ay may contingency plans ba kayo on how to deliver products from the farm to the market or to the groceries?
Definitely, no, kung sakaling magkaroon ng shortage man talaga ng fuel, I think the priority natin is pagkain, no? So hindi naman totally mauubusan ng fuel, baka lang magka-shortage if ever. I think ang direction natin is ipa-priority talaga yung logistics ng pagkain no, among others.
Kayo po ba,
Secretary, may mga
Secretary?
farmers tayo na direct hit. Yung banana producers natin, one of their biggest markets is Iran. At marami ng, ang dami-dami na sa kanilang hindi ngayon makapagbenta. I know it's more of a trade problem, pero humihingi ba sila ng tulong sa inyo, yung mga banana growers natin?
Well, kanina may nagtanong sa akin na reporter niyan. Ang sagot ko naman dyan is, while mawala sa atin ng konti isang market natin, hindi naman major market ang Iran, pero kung ano man mawalang volume doon, mayroon naman tayong advantage sa mga malapit nating customer like Japan and Korea na traditional market natin. Kasi yung ibang supply source naman galing naman sa Mexico, sa Ecuador, na mas mahal na yun yung freight. So baka mas-shift lang yung supply to other countries na malapit sa atin na naging uncompetitive naman yung mga ibang supplier nila na malalayo.
Secretary, I wanted to ask kung kayo ba'y bahagi nung crisis committee o task force na binubuo ni Presidente
For the non-crisis.
for the non-crisis.
I-
What do you say
I-
before you answer? Are we in a crisis or not?
As far as agriculture is concerned, sa ngayon, we have enough stocks, at a reasonable price. If ever magkaka-crisis tayo in agriculture, in my opinion, towards yun na nga, maybe August, September. In terms of price, price lang, not volume. Yung affordability ang issue. But as far as supply is concerned, marami tayong supply as of the moment.
So wala pa tayo sa crisis as far as agriculture is concerned.
Kung kukulangin ng pagkain, wala ho.
Tapos bahagi po kayo ng crisis task force committee. Oh.
I don't know kung sino nag-coin may nabanggit na. But basically, for the last, since pumutok ho yung gera, halos linggo-linggo ho kami nagmi-meeting kasama si ES, kasama si ang DSWD, DOTR, DOE, on how to tackle it. Actually, pinagplano na kami ng ating ES as far as 3 weeks ago to make a game plan na kung anong gagawin natin, mga interventions, actions until the end of the year.
Yung ayuda or fuel subsidy para sa mga magsasaka at mangingisda, kailan po ibibigay yun?
Yung initial fund namin na 150 million from previous years ng fuel subsidy, nire-release na namin since last week yung first 50 million, Then pag na-consume yun, tuloy-tuloy yun. But it will only cover up to mga 40,000 beneficiaries because that's the money we have. But meron kaming 10 billion na presidential assistance for farmers and fisher folks na 10 billion na i-release namin on the week of April 6 at kasi yung DBM is giving us the SARO o yung pera by April 1 or 2.
Yung pag-distribute doon, paano kayo ba ang namamahala or in tandem with the LGUs?
Yung nakalimutan kong banggitin, yung sa 10 billion na yun, that's roughly about 2,325 per beneficiary. Yung beneficiary nun is 2.1 million rice farmers yun, below 2 hectares ang pinagsasakahan. May 399,000 na fisher folk na yung gumagamit ng mga motorized bangka, may mga motor. May 102,000 na sugar farmers and 1.475 million corn farmers naman. So total of 4.172 million beneficiaries yun.
So magkano, Secretary, per head? Yung
2,325 pesos per beneficiary.
May
Na
butal.
RSBSA registered.
May butal pong
Baka may butal.
700. Oo.
320.
Kasi 1.720 million na yun. Magkakasyahin mo lang ho yung pera, kaya divide lang ho.
325
Secretary.
pesos per day o one shot, Secretary?
One shot yun sa ngayon, yun ang aming pondo na sa aming GAA. So yun ang gagamitin namin. Although meron pa kaming sa rice farmer, meron pa kaming sinusubukan mapondohan na 7 billion sa RCEP fund, but hindi pa namin alam kung kailan namin makukuha yon. And may instruction po sa amin ng ating Pangulo na maghanap pa kami ng budget within yung mga previous years na hindi pa namin nagamit, saka kung ano pang pwede namin para meron pa kami maibigay after this.
Secretary, bago pa tong conflict in the Middle East, may problema na yung sugar industry natin eh. And they were asking for help from you. Ano po yung latest doon ngayon sa problema
Well,
niya?
yung sa sugar industry naman natin, technically they're saying na nag-over-import kami. But assuming tama yung kanilang sinasabi, it turned out to be a good thing, no? Dahil ngayon okay ang sugar natin. Yung sinasabi naman nila nalulugi yung farmer, yung inefficient farmer, I would agree na nalulugi. Pero yung mga efficient farmers naman, base sa kalkulasyon namin, lumitang kita pero hindi naman nalulugi. Of course, there's tinatawag na opportunity loss na dahil yung presyo last year versus presyo this year, but still, ang importante ay hindi nalulugi yung karamihan ng sugar farmers natin as of the moment. Yun ang aming analysis.
Secretary, galing kayo sa fishing industry. Ano yung epekto nitong grabing pagtaas ng presyo ng gasolina sa fishing industry natin? Hindi ba sila tinatamaan ng husto dahil gasolina ang gamit ng ating fishing boats?
Ayun, talagang may direct effect ho yung gasolina sa pangingisda, no? Lalo na sa commercial fishing. Doon naman sa mga municipal natin, yun yung mga tatamaan, yung mga motorized. Kaya yung pagbaba ng excise tax, that will help, but I think that only translates to 6 pesos per liter, no? Kung masiro man yan. The other request nga na pag-usapan kanina sa Senado is baka pati yung VAT, may baba. So that's under deliberation. But yes, it will. Ang pinaka-threatened sa sitwasyon na to would be the fishermen actually. So yun ang dun baka may crisis after the season. Ang swerte lang ngayon na kasagsagan din ng harvest, so maraming huli. So kahit mataas yung fuel sa commercial side, malamang hindi sila malugi pero wala rin kita. Kaya kung nag-off-season, yun ang problema. Baka hihinto na lang sila kung hindi bumaba ang fuel price.
Secretary, bakit ang tagal naman kasing ibaba pa yung pirmahan ni Presidente yung measure? Nag-aaray na ang lahat.
That is beyond my pay grade.
Yes, sir, but I'm sure it's being discussed, sir. I'm sure it's being discussed among you guys. Sir.
Are you not discussing it in your
In the committee, in the crisis committee?
Oo nga.
Well, yeah, it's being pinag-aaralan mabuti. I think it's just a matter of time.
So you think it's going to be an eventuality? I mean, it's going to be signed sooner or later. Is that what you mean?
Well, if things go a little bit longer, I think so, yeah. But I wouldn't put, I wouldn't, siyempre.
Ayaw yung pangunahan si Presidente.
We understand, sir. Kasi on the other hand, sir, you were
Sinabi ng
also saying...
Malacanang
Kasi, Ami, go ahead.
Ano?
gusto daw pirmahan ni President Marcos and he wants it to be effective immediate or as soon as possible. Yun ang sabi ng Malacanang.
Oo nga,
Yung excise
pero
tax yun,
if you were in crisis mode, hindi
crisis
ba,
nga eh.
hindi na nga, midilisan na nga ng Kongreso, tapos,
But if he wants to sign it as soon as
ano bang araw
possible,
ngayon?
if he wants to sign it as soon as possible, then what's stopping him from signing it?
Yeah.
Hindi ka agad
Hindi, dahil meron na
Soto,
nagsasabi
di ba?
na
He has
minimal,
advisors
hindi,
who
minimal
know.
yung impact.
Yeah, he has
May nagsasabi
advisors.
na ang makikinabang
Or
ay the
contrarian.
upper sections of society. Kaya
yeah.
siguro isa sa reservation yun ng Presidente.
Yes,
Hindi
sir.
pa hindi ka agad na pirmahan ni Tito Soto yung enrolled bill. Kahapon lang pinirmahan, di ba?
Pasensya na kayo, Secretary. Ayan, Secretary, going back to pork, is it correct that we are the biggest importer of pork from Brazil and we've now overtaken China? Tama ba yun?
I don't know about the figures of Philippines versus China, but yes, Brazil is our number one supplier of pork. I think 52% yata of our imports come from Brazil of pork.
Why is that, sir? Why do we have to import pork all the way from halfway around the world?
Well, sila pinakamura, no, na nagbebenta ng
Mura.
pork sa atin. So I guess business has a way of trying to find the cheapest source, no. But basically, ASF po ang nakatama sa atin dyan. Dahil sa ASF,
Okay.
nawalan tayo ng 5 million
Yeah.
heads of hog, you know. So we have to, by repopulation tayong ginagagawin starting this year to achieve hopefully 1 to 2 million hogs more per year, no, para in 3 or 4 years mapawi natin yung nawala sa atin.
Pero kaya ba natin gawin yan sa kamahalan ng ano? How about feeds? May impact rin po sa presyo ng feeds?
And the transportation cost.
Basically, yung sa corn naman, which is the main ingredient ng feeds natin, stable ng prices as of the moment, except for freight din. Yung freight component ang tumaas. So, kaya pa naman, the freight component pagdating sa overall price ng corn is hindi naman ganun kalaki. But yes, may effect talaga.
Hingi tayo sa Congress na mukhang may supply sila ng pork eh.
Yung mga joke mo, ha?
Secretary, what about sa milk?
Hindi
Kasi
natawa si
malaki pa
Secretary
kailangan natin
sa'yo.
ng gatas
Tito
eh.
jokes.
If we
Sorry,
want to
pakiulit
deal
lang
with
yung tanong.
yung sa dairy, bakit napakalaki ng, hindi ba natin pwede expand yung dairy production natin? Kasi isang pinakamalaking pangangailangan to address childhood stunting is milk eh. Halos 98% tayo or 97% importing, ano? What's holding us back from developing? I understand, kailangan na medyo malamig na weather, kaya lang, pwede rin naman yung may mga breed naman na pwede sa tropical, di ba?
Wala tayong
yung
baka.
milk producer. Di ba ganun baka?
Well, sa ngayon ho, maganda yung plano natin sa dairy. Although it needs a lot of money, no, para maano. Dati kasi wala ho tayo stock farms for imported cows at importing. Ngayon the DA has built already 5 stock farms at yung 3 operational na. So yung pagpasok ko namin dito sa administrasyon na to, almost 1% plus lang ang ating dairy production. Ngayon nasa 3% tayo. Hopefully by end of term namin nasa 5 to 6% na. And if the plan works, tuloy-tuloy na yan. But unfortunately, kulang yung investment ng with the limited budget, that's yun lang magagawa namin as of the moment.
I have to
But then,
interject.
Isang mayaman eh.
pumasok eh.
I have to
Tinanong
interject.
ko yung isang malaking investor, sabi nila, nahihirapan daw sila maghanap ng malaking, you need a lot of land for dairy.
Yes.
Nahihirapan daw sila na kumuha ng area na pwedeng i-convert na agricultural. It's an agricultural land.
Kailangan
Nahihirapan daw sila
kailangan-
maghanap ng ganon.
Kailangan ng isang malaking planta ng dairy with a few thousand cows ng 5,000 hectares
Is
in
it,
order to be viable. So, yun ang problema.
Secretary, Metro Pacific has invested quite an amount in cattle farms. Hindi po ba?
Oh, yes.
So, how much of the market is that? May makaka-contribute ba yun ng 1% dun sa sinasabi niyong 5 to 6% na pagtaas when at the end of the administration?
Pwede sila mag-contribute ng 1% or a little bit more.
A little
So,
bit more.
kung sakaling yung amin plus yung kanila, then maybe 6-7% tayo sana. But, malaking milk requirement ho natin.
Yeah.
Kaya, and the problem kasi, the population is still growing.
Yeah.
Pero soybean milk, hindi ba yun, that's also high in protein?
Pero yung
important.
soybean is
Tabata,
being
hindi.
planted, hindi natin masyadong tinatanim. We're concentrating on yung corn and yung rice.
On a macro level, Secretary, based sa pinag-uusapan natin ngayon, on a macro level, tumataas ba ang ating food security or bumababa dahil we have to import our food or most of our food? Sa inyong pagtingin?
Well, nung pagpasok ko ho dito sa DA, ang national buffer stock ng rice was only 3 days. Ngayon, nasa almost 10 days tayo ngayon. So, Then ang rice sufficiency natin overall, na hindi kasama yung buffer stock, nung pagpasok ko sa DA, nasa 35 to 48 days lang eh. As of today, the report today is nasa 70 days tayo. So, we're okay.
As far as supply is concerned, what about prices, sir?
Ano, sir? Ano ulit? Sorry po, sir.
As far as supply is concerned, what about the prices?
Follow up lang, Secretary. Ang ibig sabihin ng food security, yung ating ability to produce our own food, not just to buy. Are we secure?
The ability to produce our own food is malaki actually. We can be self-sufficient. Kailangan ko lang talaga irrigation eh. Irrigation systems, deep irrigation. If we have we have so much land na hindi pa irrigated eh. So basta ma-irrigate yan, we can be surplus actually.
So when is the target to at least have farmlands be irrigated?
Well, before the PBBM administration, ang linalagay lang sa NIA noon is about 20 billion a year. Nung pagpasok ko, naging 70 plus billion yun. Meron pang 90 billion another year. So, the government's really spending on irrigation and hopefully nga, yung dating pagpasok ko, deficit yata is 1.2 million hectares. Ngayon nasa mga 1 million hectares pa yata ang deficit. So, it's moving along naman. But it just needs more funds talaga na kung binigay nga sa amin yung flood control na 250 billion na yan in 5 years, tapos yan.
Wala ho bang sa NIA, wala namang nakikita yung pera na pupunta talaga sa irigasyon? Kasi yung NIA noon, nagkaroon din ng...
May mga ghost projects dati, sir. At least, I remember dati may mga complaints na nakailang beses na pondohan ng isang irrigation project na hindi pala gumagalaw. So, we're wondering how that is now.
The last 2 years na nandito ako, although NIA is not under me anymore, nasa OP siya, marami hong nakabit na mga solar irrigation ang NIA, which helps a lot. So, I can see naman na tuloy-tuloy naman yung improvement, especially now na ang head nila is also an engineer, si Ed Gillian. I think he's doing a good job naman. And maganda coordination namin, but we just need to invest more in irrigation talaga.
What about yung farm-to-market roads? Nagkaroon din yung controversy in relation to the corruption issue sa budget. Ano na po yung progress dyan ngayon? Dahil tinurn over na sa inyo, di ba?
Yes, wala pa sa amin yung pondo ng FMR kasi nga lalo na ngayon na inuna muna yung mga sa pang subsidy ng mga jeep and but pag dumating sa amin yan, we'll implement it to the letter. Of course, luckily naman in the past few years, konti lang na-identify namin na may issue na nawawala. Konting-konti lang, it's a handful lang. Maraming may konting substandard, maraming maikli. So we're trying to fix everything and try to do to fix the problems of the minor issues that we have identified and implement it as soon as possible once we have the funds.
So, just to follow up sa question ni Ronald, Secretary, ilang percent ba ng ating food needs ang imported at ilan yung produced locally? Percentage-wise.
As far as rice is concerned, sa rice, we're importing 20 to 20 lang. Sa sugar, not as a percentage, but quantity, we only need to import 300,000 tons of sugar a year. Or less, or less now dahil nag-increase nga yung Sa corn, konti rin na nga kulang But ang main point dito is, if we have irrigation, we don't really need to import.
But what about chicken, pork, beef?
Chicken is oversupply. Sa ngayon, bumaba ang farm oversupply. Itlog naman, may deficit tayo, but marami ako nakikita nagtatayo ng itlogan ngayon. I think 10 million eggs a day ang kulang, Sa pork naman, so far so good dahil may importation. But of course, ayaw natin importation. Gusto
Ilang
natin, we're repopulating.
Ilang porsyento pong pork imports?
I have the figure that I don't know the total consumption, I forgot, no. But ang total import natin, let's say 2 years ago, was 500,000 tons of pork. Last year, nag 800,000 tons. So we still produce most of our needs actually. It's just that ASF lang talaga problema.
Sir, copy lang ako kasi I need to go in a bit. A couple of days ago, you filed a case, cyber libel case against Tony Levito Baligod and
Zaldico.
former Congressman Zaldico. This is with regard to yung allegations that you're involved in agriculture smuggling and yung alleged delivery ng kickbacks through the Maleta system. Any updates there, sir?
Dagdag lang doon, Secretary, paano dati ay naglabas din kayo ng expose tungkol labang kay Zaldico, di ba?
Yeah.
Na meron siyang mga smuggled.
Yung fish.
Oo, nakuha. Kaya siguro pwede nyo ibigay yung backgrounder na yon. Baka kasi hindi maunawaan ng mga tao
Hindi, yun na nga hindi ko alam bakit nila ako sinasama dun sa kay Baligod, yung sa 18 Marines na yun. Wala naman sila sinabi na yung dinadalhan ako ng maleta o nagbibigay ako ng maleta. Wala naman maleta. Sinasabi lang nila, kumukuha sila ng pera every week sa bahay ko, sa Forbes daw. Pero hindi naman ako nakatira sa Forbes since 2018 So parang I don't know them or I've never given money. Tsaka ba't ako magbibigay ng pera, di ba? Ang importante, mag-ipon ng pera, hindi mamigay ng pera. Doon naman kay Zaldico, kasi naglabas siya ng video na sinasabi involved sa agricultural smuggling, pati daw, kung sino-sino daw yung mga involved. Lahat hindi totoo Di ba? Parang it's all fake news. No? Tungkol naman dun sa na encounters ko kay Zaldi during that time na sinabi ko rin sa press con na siya ngayon humihingi sa akin ng allocation no, na 3,000 containers ng galunggong at 200,000 tons ng asukal na refined sugar na dininay ko.
Pati asukal?
Yes, ma'am. And hindi ko siya pinagbigyan. Di ba? Parang yung sinasabi nila tsaka yung parang it's counter to what I'm doing kaya tsaka hindi talaga ako papayag
Yes, sir. But sir, the crux of, I suppose the crux of your argument is that you have not lived in Forbes Park as far back as 2018. But before that, before the 2018 cutoff, you lived in Forbes Park.
Yes, partly for a few years siguro. Oo.
There is no possibility, or is there a possibility that they're referring to one of your to an old house of yours? Is that possible?
No, there is a specific address of course, ayoko sabihin online na nandun naman sa affidavit. There's a specific address, may number tsaka street hindi na ako nakatira doon since 2018 Diba? Tsaka kaya bakit, diba? Parang
Pero,
anong connection?
But the address is correct. At least when you were there, when you were living there, that was your address.
Yes.
But
yes.
is it owned still by a member of your family?
It's owned by my father. The company of my father.
Okay. Yes, without giving any credence yet to their allegations, they could also argue that that you still have links to the house. At least from that point of view.
But they can argue that, but the point is, it never happened. Everything that they said never happened.
Secretary, meron bang ibang mga politiko na naghingi sa inyo ng ganyang klaseng pabor? Medyo malaki ang hinihingi na yan ni Zaldico if yung sinasabi niyo sa story niyo na mga allocations. Meron pa bang ibang mga politiko na naghingi sa inyo similar request?
Wala na. Yung ganun, wala. Sa totoo lang, nagulat ako sa laki. Parang wala namang humihingi ng ganun.
Pero meron maliliit lang.
Yung pabor hingi kung pwedeng baka makasama sila dito, sama doon, baka pwede sila mag-import ng whatever. Pero normally, nasabi ko na may sistema dyan, just follow the system. Katulad nung sa isda, yun ang sinabi ko na allocated yan based on performance. Kagaya sa asukal, ang sinabi namin, you have to buy local sugar from the local farmer in order to be qualified to have an allocation, parang ganon. Diba?
Oo.
May sistema eh. So parang yung binabato ko sa sistema yung mga requests.
At saka yung katibayan nyo po
Nabanggit
ay,
yung sugar.
ano ba yun? Tinext ba kayo? Paano na nga? Paano po kayo? Paano siya humingi?
No, by text. Well, syempre, may phone call then may text, basically.
Nabanggit niyo yung sugar. Isang suggestion na sugar industry, bawasan daw yung procurement dito sa atin ng mga sugar substitutes. Is that viable?
Hindi naman. Ang suggestion even ng is i-tax yung artificial
Yeah,
sugars.
yun na nga.
No? So, yun ang pinag-aaralan namin ngayon.
Oo. So you are open to that suggestion? Kasi medyo...
Yes. We're open to that suggestion, but we're calculating, di ba, yung effect. Lalo lang ngayon, ang problema is inflationary yan. With this situation, we do anything.
Okay.
Okay.
Well, on a personal note, Secretary, kamusta naman ang health nyo? Dahil last year kasi nag-leave kayo, di ba? For health reasons.
I had an operation liver rescission. No? That they took away 5% of my liver. So, and it came out to be stage 1 cancer nga. Pero clear na ako ngayon. Then I just have to go check up every few months. And so far, so good. I'm actually healthier now.
So, nagdijeta kayo ngayon. Ganun po ba, Secretary? You're eating less or healthier?
No alcohol. Yun ang jeta. No alcohol, no less fat.
Less fat. Liver eh.
All the good things in life.
All the good things in life.
Di ba
sabi mo.
nakaka-stress yung nasa gobyerno? Di ba kailangan bawas-bawasan yung stress?
Huwag ka na pumunta sa gobyerno.
We have 2 years to go, so we'll just try to do our best to serve the people and react to, especially this situation now. So, hingin lang ako ng cooperasyon sa lahat and a little bit patience, and I'd like to thank yung mga tao na sumusuporta din sa amin at trabaho lang ho at we'll do our best.
Ami, mukhang government is the worst place to be kung umiiwas ka sa stress.
At this point.
Oo nga.
Oo nga. At this point.
Panghuli na lang,
And
Secretary, hindi ba tinutulak nyo hanggang ngayon hindi pa na-address yung rice tarification law?
It has been ginawang priority ng ating Pangulo at ang target date sana matapos yan is by end of June or July. Then okay na.
So, ang mangyayari nito ay yung price cap ay parang it's a separate law. It's just a temporary fix.
The price cap is an activation of the law, basically. So that's an existing law. Ina-activate lang namin for this temporary situation.
I see. Okay.
Okay?
So, magpapasalamat na tayo
Okay.
kay Secretary. Sana hindi kami nakadagdag sa stress ninyo, Secretary.
Salamat,
Okay lang
Secretary.
yan. Okay lang yan.
Be healthy.
Okay, maraming salamat for joining Storycon today. Agriculture
Thank you.
Secretary Francisco
Thank you,
Liu
sir.
Thank you,
Laurel.
Secretary.
Kaso mataas ang importation ng pork.
Oo nga.
Bawal ang pork. Kay
Saka-
Secretary.
Oo nga. Hindi naman ibig sabihin na siya ay kakain ng pork.
Siya na mag-aangkat, hindi naman siya yung kakain.
Oo nga.
Wala lang. Sabi ko lang.
O teka, may isang mag-e-escapo dito.
Oo. Oh, good. So yeah, I have to go. We have a meeting in a bit, so we're leaving you in the hands.
Wala ba akong kakampi rito? Adina, si Manny Mugato nandito. Umalis.
Wala
Oo
na.
nga. Okay, so we're going to take a short break. You're watching Storycon on One News. We'll be right back.
This is the Story Conference Group or the Storycon Group.
We've got the developing news and the stories behind the headlines. Welcome back to Storycon. I'm Ces Orenia Drilon, sitting in for Ed Lingao and Regina Lay. And still with me, Ami Pamintuan of the Philippine Star and Ronald Llamas, political crisis. Anong tawag ni? Political heckler.
Akala ko nagkikreate ng crisis. Si Reg na lang.
Aliw ka, Ronald, ah.
Si Reg na lang ako lang dito. Kobe na ito eh.
Ikaw naman. Which daw tayo, Ami? Which?
Oo, yun ang tawag sa akin dito.
Okay, let me now bring in our second guest. Joining us today, Tingog Party List Representative and Chair of the House Committee on Higher and Technical Education, Jude Asidre. Welcome to Storycon, Congressman.
Wow. Good
Magandang
afternoon.
hapon po,
Congressman.
Ma'am Ces.
Good afternoon,
Magandang hapon
Congressman.
po, Ma'am Ami. Of course, Sec. Ronald,
Oo.
magandang hapon po sa lahat.
Magandang hapon.
Opo.
Okay.
Congressman, dinideny po kayo ng ICI. Wala daw silang kiniklear dun sa Wala daw silang kiniklear dun sa kanilang findings.
Well, nabasa niyo naman ho yung statement natin. Nabasa din naman ho natin ang statement na pinalabas ng ICI. Tama ho, ICI. Sinabi po nila na wala silang finding of guilt or liability on the part of Congressman Romualdez, the former speaker, which was actually my statement as well. So hindi ko alam kung sa ano ang nire-refute doon, pero yun din naman ho ang sinabi ko sa nauna kong statement. Ito po'y bilang tugon, just to provide context, dun sa unang sinabi ni Congressman Toby Chanco na merong recommendation to file cases of plunder. At mabuti na lang ho na mismong ICI na ngayon ang nagklaro by their subsequent clarification na wala silang ganung findings but nirecommend nila for further investigation.
Actually, ang takbo kasi, pareho kayo ni Toby Chanco. Si Toby Chanco sabi niya merong liability, kayo sabi niyo clear. Ang sabi po ng ICI, wala naman daw silang ganon, kiniklear or ang sabi nila, ang rekomendasyon nila sa ombudsman is for further investigation ng mga kung sino-sinong mga personalities na in-interview nila.
Miss Ami, ang sinabi ho ko sa statement ko, binasa ko lang ho yung language mismo ng ICI mula doon sa original nilang referral. Sabi doon, we found, I'm trying to get the copy of the, ang sabi nila doon na we found no finding. So sabi nila, we issued without any finding or conclusion of guilt or liability. Yun lang ho ang sinabi ko. That is in answer to the statement ni Congressman Chanco na sinasabi niya na nag-recommend ng filing of cases of plunder ang ICI. I hope wala akong nadagdag sa statement ko. Klaro ko po ang sinabi ko. Sabi ko, eto, verbatim from my original statement. The ICI referral itself, signed by the retired Supreme Court Justice Andres Reyes, explicitly state the referral is issued without any finding of or conclusion of guilt or liability on the part of former Speaker Martin Romualdez. The same statement was reiterated in the press release that was issued yesterday. The statements in the referral clearly shows that the ICI did not make a determination of innocence or guilt on the part of former Speaker Romualdez.
Pero
Consistent po ako sa statement ko.
Pero Congressman, it doesn't necessarily mean he was cleared.
Well, ako,
Minsan na clear.
based on my statement, is that there was no determination of guilt or liability. Whether that amounts to however it's interpreted, I simply read into the language. And, you know, we have to put in context the statement where it came from. Diba? It was in response to the accusation that charges of plunder, there was a recommendation to file cases of plunder, which in this case, the ICI itself has confirmed that they did not.
Congressman, nakakuha ba kayo ng advance copy ng ano? Kasi matagal na media nang hihingi ng kopya ng report na yon eh.
Hindi, ma'am.
Pareho
Ang
kayo ni
kopya ng
Congressman
ICI
Chanco, may
referral,
advance.
Ma'am, yung kopya ng ICI referral, alam niyo kung saan ko nakita? Sa philstart.com, what posted way back in November. In fact, yung
original
actually-
yon.
kasi sa
Yung original,
article-
hindi yung final.
Ayun po.
Hindi yun yung
Nakita,
final report sa ombudsman.
Hindi, yung nakita ko, yung final, yung pinost ng kuan, ng philstar.com was
Yeah.
the same document that I quoted from, that was issued by the ICI itself as a referral to the ombudsman.
Kasalanan talaga ng Philippine Star yan.
So,
Ngayon
kaya
ba,
ako,
bumabalik
ma'am,
sa'yo,
actually,
Ami?
I was asking,
Hindi, kasi hinihingi namin ng
Kasi
kopya.
sa
No, yung
article,
yung actual na binigay sa ombudsman, humihingi kami ng kopya eh. Wala kaming kopya nun eh.
Kasi
Yung
Miss
actual
Ami-
na dokumento.
oo. Miss Ami, actually nagtataka din ako kasi doon sa article sa Philstar, sinabi doon na they don't know how I came about with the document, yung referral. I said I simply quoted the document that was posted by Philstar way back in November.
Di November pa pala.
Pero
Baka
kaya
nagbago.
nga, hindi yun yung,
Oo.
hindi yung sinubmit sa, kasi yung sa ombudsman ang kapal-kapal eh.
Oo. Baka iba
Kaya
yun.
wala
that
kaming
included
nababasang
the
ganon
annexes, I think, Miss Ami, it included the annexes, but the referral itself
Oo.
included the 2-page document that was posted in philstar.com.
Actually,
But-
it was
Noong
earlier.
November.
It was released
Noong
earlier.
November.
It was released earlier than November.
November pa, last year pa.
Hindi yan yung final report na binigay sa ombudsman.
No, it doesn't come from that final
Oo.
report. It was
Hindi
an
yun yun.
earlier referral.
Oo.
I remember this was way back before pa.
Yeah. Kasi merong yun yung...
What could
Hindi
it
namin
have
alam kung ano
changed ba?
sinasabi ngayon ng
Parehas
ng
lang.
ICI.
Wala
kasi
namang nag-meeting
may sinubmit
na.
sila sa ombudsman eh. Yun yung hinihingi namin na hanggang ngayon, kahit ang ombudsman, hindi nire-release.
Pero Ami,
Ako,
Hindi namin.
pero Ami, parehas yung
Ako I
statement eh.
only refer to the document na present
Yeah.
na posted doon last November of last year pa.
Saka
Yeah, so
practically,
November yun, no?
practically parehas lang eh. Na neither...
Hindi ko alam eh. I wouldn't know.
Dahil ang sinabi lang naman nila last year at saka yesterday ay wala silang sinasabi na guilty or innocent conclusion. Yun din lang sinabi last year.
And then, hindi na nagkaroon ng hearing after last year, di ba?
Baka kinausap ni Chairman Andy yung sarili niya. Dahil wala na siyang kasama eh.
Kaya nga, walang kiniklear. Kasi ang statement nila, hindi daw sila pwede mag-clear kasi wala daw sa mandate nila na to determine criminal liability. Kaya findings lang yung sinubmit nila. And findings at bahala na ombudsman to determine kung sino yung liable. We're using the term liable.
Medyo weird yun, Ami, dahil yung purpose ng ICI para mag-recommend eh. Diba? Kaya tinayo
Hindi,
yung
yun ang
ICI
statement nga nila sa ICI ngayon.
That was the
Yun
purpose
ang sinabi ni Andres Reyes.
Yeah. The purpose of the ICI was to recommend based sa kanilang investigation. Nung nawala na yung mga members, siguro,
Kaya nga.
ang kailangan na lang ng mundo, sabi nga ni Justice Andy, ay what the world needs now is love.
Kaya nga. Kaya hindi natin alam ngayon yan. O
Nakita
isa
mo ba
na lang,
yun?
makikichismis pa ako.
Nakita mo ba yung session placard?
Alin?
Nilabas ni Andy na what the world needs now is love.
Alam mo, ano na mangyayari ngayon sa flood control scandal
Oo
na
nga.
yan? Ano na?
Gusto mo bang sagutin ko yan?
Hindi, actually, Congressman,
O, rhetorical
makikichismis.
Rhetorical yung tanong mo o gusto mo talaga ng sagot?
Gusto ko ng sagot. Sige, mamaya.
Congressman,
Ang hirap
may
naman si
ano,
Congressman.
may-
Nandiyan dyan, oh.
Congressman, may mga kumakalat na chismis sa House na baka daw magkaroon na naman ng leadership change. Ano ba yung
Alam
yung
mo,
mga ugong-ugong na yun?
wala ho ako naririnig. Actually, kami sa party list just before nag-end ng session, we met with the speaker, with Speaker
Yeah.
Bodji. And part of that meeting was to reiterate our support for the speaker. Alam mo, siguro sa dami ng problema ng bansa natin ngayon, at sa dami ng kailangang ng Kongreso, I don't think a change in leadership is on mind ngayon, no? We're really focused on the ahead, considering na sobrang tagal na kailangang ihabol, lalo yung mga priority legislation. At ito pang situation natin sa ngayon. At maliban lang doon, syempre yung kagustuhan natin na that we fulfill all mandate of upholding the
Alam ko rin,
Dapat si Ronald ang chismisin ko, Ronald.
alam ko rin, Ami, wala. Siyempre, laging may gustong...
Ayan.
wala kaming naririnig na gano'n na isa amin.
Siyempre, laging may gustong maging speaker. Pero alam ko, for now,
No active,
hanggang sa next SONA, wala.
Okay.
Fearless forecast ba
Meron na
yan?
naman kasi.
Pero Congressman, etong 'di ba,
Yes, po,
kayo
ma'am.
ba, ano bang paniniwala niyo? Tayo ba ay nasa krisis o hindi? Ba't ka
Honestly, all you have to do is to line up at a gasoline station. Alam mong hindi normal ang presyo ng gasolina. At
So-
you know, it doesn't need an expert to really determine na may kailangan tayong haraping problema sa ngayon.
So, abnormal siya, hindi siya crisis.
Okay, so Congressman, sige, sagutin niyo muna
Yes, ma'am.
po.
Yes, ma'am. But it's very, very far from a normal situation. Whether we call it a crisis or not, I don't think that will solve it anyway. As long as we are focused and we're really determined to come up with a solution.
Ayun.
However we call the situation.
So, okay. Meron bang balak ang kapulungan ng Kongreso na mag-call ng special session kung kinakailangan? Kasi parang kulang na sa pondo yung ibibigay na fuel subsidy, and if ever man na aalisin na yung excise tax, kulang pa rin. Hindi po ba kayo kailangan ng supplemental budget para mag-identify ng mga pondo na kailangan pagkunan?
Dagdag lang sa tanong ni Ses, Congressman, wala ba diyang feelers na nagsasuggest na magpatawag, na bigyan ng emergency powers yung Presidente? Kahit feelers lang, kahit hindi official.
Well, first, with regards to the emergency powers, I think the openness ng mga kongresista doon sa emergency powers with regards to the removal of the excise tax is already an opening. Kumbaga, habang lumalaki yung problema, I think we're all open with appropriate measures, including providing additional emergency powers as the need may be, like price control kung kakailanganin man, or supply control, kung ano man ang makakabuti. Second, we understand the gravity and the urgency of the situation. Pero unfortunately, Ma'am Ses, hindi ko kami pwedeng magpatawag ng special session by ourselves. Kailangan ang palasyo ang magpatawag ang presidente ang magpatawag ng special session. Although sa ngayon naman, tuloy-tuloy ang monitoring, tuloy-tuloy ang consultations, even kami, kanya-kanyang komite, no? We're all looking at how it will affect. Like ako sa higher education, considering na may natatabi pa tayong ilang buwan for our colleges and universities sa may eskwela, talagang minomonitor natin ang epekto nito. At hindi lang doon tayo nakatutok, talagang hinahanapan natin ng paraan. Like for example, how do we do remote classes in case lang magtuloy-tuloy ang problema nito.
Mahirap talaga humingi ng emergency powers kung tingin mo walang emergency eh.
Oo nga. Sa tingin niyo, Congressman, kasi yung ibang senador, sabi nila, the government should declare an oil crisis, quote-unquote. Do you agree with that?
Well,
Kailangan daw mag-declare ang gobyerno.
However, for me kasi, Ma'am Ami, I don't want to be boxed into whether we call it a state of emergency or state of oil crisis. There is a problem. Nobody can deny that kung ang presyo ng gasolina nasa 120 per liter na, may problema nga talaga tayo. Ako mas nakatun ako dun sa solusyon. Anong pwede nating gawin? Hindi naman pwedeng naka-antay lang tayo for things to get worse, no? So, like
Exactly,
for example,
exactly.
nung hiningi sa amin na ipasa yung pagbabago, emergency powers sa pag-suspend ng excise tax, we passed it immediately. Nung hiningi yung biofuels amendment, pinasa din natin kaagad. Actually, kami sa Tingog Party List, consistent kami ever since we've been pushing for the removal of excise tax, even before the emergency happened. So, ito lahat ng mga measures na pinupush natin kasi alam natin gano'ng ka-critical to in terms of, for example, logistics, in terms of energy requirements. At kailangan ngayon, ang pinag-uusapan, hindi siguro kung may crisis ba tayo, hindi talaga may problema. Ano ang solusyon? Diba? How do we secure alternate
Okay ba sa
supply?
inyo? Congressman, yung ibang senador gusto nila babaan or completely scrap yung value-added tax sa fuel. Okay ba sa inyo yun?
Ako, I
Kasi mas malaki yun
perfectly support that. I perfectly support that. And consistent kami doon ever since, even before the crisis, that we need to review the tax structure natin pagdating sa fuels, including electricity.
Mas malakas ang impact nun dahil
12% yun.
lahat ng consumers ay makakahinga ng kaunti.
And ever-
Pero Congressman,
ever since
wag nyo na lang tawagin
Yes, po.
state of emergency or state of crisis. Tawagin nyo na lang state ... Diba? Para walang away. Parang fourth wheel.
Nabanggit mo yung fourth wheel.
nakakaawa.
Hindi kasi, parang kung hindi, if you don't recognize the problem, paano nga kayo magkakasolusyon kung hindi mo naman inaamin na may problema? At saka, para ang tao alam mo na, maging mas conscious.
Baka daw kasi magpanik. Ayaw nila. Baka magkaroon ng bank run, baka magkaroon ng hoarding, baka gano'n.
Wala namang pang-hoard na nga ang mga tao Hindi ba? Congressman,
bukas
Yes, po,
yung
ma'am.
isa pang issue dyan sa House, yung impeachment ni Vice President. Tuloy yung hearing bukas, hindi ba?
Tuloy po ang hearing tomorrow sa Justice Committee, ma'am.
Totoo ba yung babalitaan namin, Congressman, na may numbers na?
Yan din ang isa pang yan ang balita
Depende
namin.
sa anong parte, no? Pero out of respect for the committee, I don't want to comment siguro kung ano yung numbers. Pero looks like we have the support of the majority to push through with the process.
To push through with the process. Okay.
Baka kasi lumabas ulit sa Philippine Star na may numbers na Yung Philippine Star talaga.
Iko-quote namin si Ronald doon sa ano niya.
Kaya ang lesson dyan, wag pupunta sa website ng Philippine Star.
Uy, grabe ka!
Di ba si Secretary Chu Laurel, dun, at saka si Congressman Asidre, sa Philippine Star pumupunta
Kaya nga.
Hindi, kaya nga nila kino-quote ang Philippine Star kami Kasi,
Yan.
Ayun, nag-aaway-aaway tuloy sila.
unimpeachable source of news, ganun.
Uy, Philippine Star ako
Talaga ba?
May dalawa akong column doon.
Okay.
Oo nga.
Ami, may column si dyan?
Yeah. He is the political heckler of the
Hindi
Philippine
makapaniwala.
Star.
Tagalog and
Officially.
English.
Officially. Andun din siya doon sa .com.
Akala ko yung ... Congressman, panghuling salita
Yes,
na lamang po.
Well, ang request namin sa mga kababayan natin, alam naman natin may hinaharap tayong problema at krisis ngayon. I think all we need really is to cooperate. Tama ho kayo. Siyempre, panawagan natin sa administrasyon na sana'y maging mas klaro tayo kung ano talaga yung mga hakbang na kailangan nating gawin. At siyempre, kami naman sa Kongreso at kahit kami mismo, handa namang gawin ang kinakailangan para pagkaroon ng mas may holistic at may comprehensive solution sa problemang hinaharap po natin sa ngayon.
Okay pala, may isang pahabol. Meron kasi akong suggestion. May bright suggestion ako. Kung ano na lang, i-offer nyo, di ba? Medyo kulang tayo ng pondo. Kung magbawas kayo ng sahod, voluntary offer. of legislators.
Ganda yun.
Di ba?
Ay, symbolic.
I
Ay,
don't
symbolic.
think I don't think that's going to be a problem. Madalas naman ma'am pag may crisis, sa totoo lang, like may bagyo or may kung anong sakuna, nagbabawas po talaga kami. Ng
Ba't hindi nyo yan
nagko-contribute po kami.
i-suggest? O may
Pero
dalawang boto na ako.
Hindi, ang problema dyan, yung ibang congressman, pag nagbawas sila ng sahod, babawiin nila sa iba. Baka mas malaki pa.
Uy, Congressman, tama ba yun?
Yes, ma'am.
Tama, di ba? Tama, di ba?
Siyempre, hindi tama yun.
So, ilang porsyento ang willing kayong ibawas?
Ay, hindi ko po I cannot speak for the others.
No,
Pero
for
kung
you,
ako
for you,
tatanungin,
for you.
For me, siyempre, depende ho yun sa kailangan at paano po gagamitin. And that we will be able to do. Kasi, okay.
So talagang sabi nyo, when
Ma'am-
was the last time
ma'am,
na nagawa ito, na voluntary yung...
Pag may bagyo,
Kailan po
may
yun?
lindol. Pag may bagyo, may lindol. Nagkukaan ho yan. Meron ho yung nagko-contribute po tayo mga kongresista. From our salaries,
I'm sure,
Nade-deduct sila from our salaries.
I'm sure isasuggest ni Rep. Jude Asidre na magbawas ng 20%.
20%.
Yung mga during sa time ng dot. Dahil wala kasing crisis
Because of the-
So dot. Yung state of dot. Kaya kinakailangan nila ng mag-contribute ng dot. Ang daming dot. No?
Pero may dagdag lang ho ako, Ma'am Ses, no? I think sa ngayon ang problema natin hindi necessarily yung pondo Ang dapat mas klaro by now, ano yung mga hakbang? Para mas alam natin kung magkano kakailanganin natin. I think that part has not been made clear yet. Kasi kahit sabihin na namin we give up 50%
Correct.
of our salaries, to what end, di ba?
Oo nga,
Saan
syempre that's why you have to
gagamitin, di ba?
identify. Like yung 5,000
Correct.
na fuel subsidy, one time lang ba yun? Saan aabot yun? Syempre hindi
Correct.
yun enough.
Oo.
Wala naman tayong
Yes.
fiscal space.
So dapat
one shot lang.
dapat klaruhin natin kung ano talaga yung long term
Okay.
na or at least yung short term na direction natin sa pag-handle ng crisis na ito.
Ang suggestion kasi ni Ami, abolition ng oil deregulation law.
Ako, hindi ako nag-ano nun. Ang congressman, yung sa value-added tax, you think merong suporta yan sa House? Kasi mukhang dumadami yung senador na nagsusuporta Yung reduction or
think
suspension ng VAT.
that is something worth studying, Miss Ami. In fact, may provision tayo dun sa may Sunday provision dun that government can actually introduce price control measures in case
Dun
of
sa
emergency.
under an emergency situation.
Yes, and I'm open to
Wala nga
actually
tayo
invoking
emergency,
that.
kayo naman.
Pero ang klaro, ang klaro doon, Miss Ami, kailangan alam natin ano yung hakbangin, di ba? Hindi naman pwedeng i-demand natin to, punduhan natin to, tapos ang mangyayari lang, anong impact nun, ano yung hanggang saan lang aabutin yun.
Yeah, but
Yun yung
it
punto.
follows a declaration
For
of
me,
a
that's more
state
important.
of something.
Dot.
Because
Dot.
diba?
Dapat may state of ...
Actually,
bago
Pong, baka looking back, in retrospect, mas dapat nauna yung VAT yung e-VAT kaysa dun sa excise tax.
mas malaki yun
Mas malaki
Kasi
yung...
mas
Mas malaki kasi yung
Malaking
VAT
VAT
Mas maraming
Actually,
makikinabang
malaking
doon.
bagay sana. Yes, tama po kayo. Ako I agree with that po.
Okay.
Baka gusto niyo mag-introduce ng bill sa House. Para medyo bumilis-bilis. Hindi kasi dahil sa Senate
Actually,
meron na meron
Yung sa
ng
sahod,
malakas
hindi na kailangan ng
actually.
bill doon, yung sa sahod.
Hindi, dun sa...
Hindi, yung sa VAT.
Sa VAT.
Actually, in the 19th Congress, final na ho namin yan. Limited to fuel and power. So, we will study dito for the coming Congress kung how do we... Kasi syempre, ma'am, there are long-term fiscal implications for that.
Yeah.
We don't also want to do it carelessly naman, di ba? So, kasi every time magtatanggal tayo, alam natin kung saan tayo either magbabawas ng gastos o maghahanap ng bagong source ng pondo, ng revenue.
Pero
Okay.
basic commodity yan
Okay.
Tama ko kayo, ma'am. Yes po.
Ah.
So marami pong
Okay.
salamat. We thank you for your time.
Ay, maraming salamat din po, Ma'am Mami at Sec Ronald.
Thank you,
Pong,
Congressman.
kahit may mga meetings ka.
That was
Okay po.
House
Thank you.
Deputy Majority Leader Jude Asidre. O ayan,
Okay.
willing siya.
Ayan,
Bawasan ng sweldo.
Sinuggest ko na 20%.
Payag ba?
Ha?
Payag ba?
Oh, papayag yun.
Eh, hindi, may ganun eh. Kailangan muna, alam natin kung saan pupunta. Oo.
Hindi, babawiin nila yan sa iba.
20% medyo maliit lang yun, ha? 300,000 a month lang sila, eh. Basic
Wala
yun.
yun, token. Token yun eh, parang
Hindi naman
masabi.
yan ibabawas sa MOOE, eh.
Para
Doon
masabi.
sa monthly salary.
Para
Sa mga
masabi na pa.
60,000 lang yan.
So,
Para
ano
masabi na
dapat?
concerned sila. Para dun sa dot.
Or you think papogi masyado?
Epal?
Mm.
Hindi naman. Paano? Pwedeng,
Hindi,
pwedeng
pag may disaster nga, naggaganon sila. Nagdo-donate sila.
tapos pwedeng sumunod yung iba. Cabinet secretaries, undersecretaries, assistant secretaries, senators. So, yung ganun
Yeah. Oo. But first, you have to do the first step.
Yung tanggapin na may dot.
Oo nga.
Wala
Kapag
kang
ka ba
emergency, kaya
sinabi
talaga
mo,
crisis.
pag sinabi mo ba, ano sa tingin mo, pag may ganong declaration ba, magti-trigger ng panic or ano? Depende
sa handling.
pagkakasabi, di ba?
Depende sa handling.
Di pa ba tayo nagpapanik?
Ha?
Sa bagay, wala pa naman panic buying.
Oo
Hindi
nga.
lang lumalabas mga tao.
Oo, wala.
7% daw ang binagsak ng ng traffic on EDSA. Nararamdaman mo ba yun, Ronald? Sabi ng
Oh, hindi-
7% daw.
Si Ronald hindi na masyadong
Ano?
nalilate. Dumadating mga 2 minutes lang after airing.
Oo nga.
Dati medyo-
7% daw binaba ng
Yun yung-
traffic sa EDSA.
Yun yung title ng kolong ko bukas sa Philippine Star ngayon.
Ano?
Wala daw-
Ano?
Walang krisis, saan kuweba ba kayo nakatira? Yun yung title bukas. Yung sa Philippine Star ngayon, yun yung kanilang tabloid. Walang krisis, saan kuweba ba kayo nakatira?
Oo nga. Panic lang ng panic pero walang pang gastos. Walang pang panic buying. Diba?
Sinama ko na para hindi i-censor ng Philippine Star.
Ba, di kami nagsisensor
Hoy,
ng
sinisensor mo ba to?
Ay, ang dami
Joke.
nagbabasa niyan, ha?
Joke lang,
Marami nagbabasa sa kanya.
Talaga ba?
joke lang. Oh.
Oo.
Sige
Very
lang.
popular.
Wow.
Oo. Oh, kaya inaaway lagi ng Chinese embassy. Lagi inaaway, paborito.
Doon ang galing yung Chinador sa kolong po sa
Ah,
Philippine
yan,
Star.
yan.
Doon ang
Ah,
galing.
talaga?
Pati yun, lahat kaaway niya.
Nilabas sa Senado.
Lahat kaaway niya.
Ikaw, Ami,
Pati yung Chinese
ano ba?
embassy,
Anong
siya lang pinapatulan ng Chinese embassy. Galit na galit sa kanya.
Talagang heckler ka talaga.
Ako naman.
Anong ginagawa mong pagtipid, Ami?
Hindi, wala. Kaysa pupunta ka sana pag weekend sa mag-out of town, di ba? Wala muna. Doon lang muna kami sa mall sa Anto. Pag tricycle, papunta sa mall.
Okay. Dapat malaki.
Walang long kaya ewan ko kung paano mangyayari sa Holy Week natin. Alam ko marami nag-cancel ng
Oh, paano kaya
Yung mga road trips,
paano
yung road
kaya
trips lang naman.
Paano kaya yung Easter egg hunting? Mababawasan yung Easter egg na hiyahan.
Pero alam mo sa India,
Ah.
kawawa naman hindi nila ma-export yung kanilang mga itlog.
Oo.
O ano daw?
Nabubulok.
Oo.
Oo.
Kasi ang
walang
Middle
walang
East ang,
shipping wala.
ang customers.
Gawin nila century egg.
Yun na nga.
Pwede.
Di ba? Century
Yun
egg.
din yung natin, yung saging din natin, ganon. Malaki daw yung market natin sa Iran for saging
Sa China.
Kaya,
Gawin na lang natin
effect,
banana chips.
hindi ka basta-basta pumasok ng bagong market actually China, Korea, may yan may fixed market
maraming,
yan
hindi ganun kadali.
Pero yun nga,
Kaya
kailangan
saka saging highly perishable.
Pero kailangan-
Naipit na rito paano?
Kailangan natin na strategizing. Na parang it's stupid na 98% ng ating crude oil galing sa isang lugar na volatile yung lugar. Tapos meron kang Malaysia at Brunei na nagpo-produce naman ng oil. So,
Tama.
diba yung mga ganun bang planning? Nakikinig tayo sa mga big players. Dapat may sarili tayong logic.
Pero sa tingin mo, dapat ba tayong magkaroon ng buffer stock rin? Yung
Definitely.
talagang the government will
Especially
make
ngayon.
sure. Oo.
Especially ngayon.
Pero ngayon, ano pa, Saan mo kukunin ng
Pero
pera para?
ginawa mo kasi yung oil deregulation dahil coming ka doon sa 80s.
Na yung OPSF.
Iba yung gobyerno.
Diba may oil
Diba?
price stabilization fund na talagang
Siguro...
Inabuso.
Siguro ayusin na lang natin yung oil deregulation na yan sa 2028.
Siguro hybrid.
Pag malinaw na,
Magka-hybrid tayo
pag malinaw na kung sino yung gobyerno. Dahil kung hindi matino ang gobyerno, wag na natin tanggalin yung oil deregulation. Pero kung matino naman yung
Hindi,
gobyerno, kuha natin.
I-hybrid mo yan.
at saka hindi exactly deregulated eh. It doesn't work like a deregulated.
Hindi, halimbawa Europe.
Industry.
Europe deregulated din naman free market. Pero malinaw sa kanila, yung deregulation may limits.
May options for the government.
Hindi siya absolute.
May
Tsaka
options.
may mga
Kaya hybrid
may
dapat.
dominant player kasi.
Oo. Actually, ideological yan Dahil yung dominant ideology sa atin, yung talagang free market. Yung sinasabi ni Keynes dati, okay lang naman yung mga indicators ng free market, which is economic efficiency. Pero dapat din ay tinitignan yung social welfare.
Okay.
Diba? Dapat tinitignan
socialist.
din yung justice, yung inequality. Wag lang puro numbers. Paano yung numbers? Usually, ang nakikinabang dyan, yung mayayaman na.
Yung mga malalaki.
At sinasabi ng free welfare, mag-trickle down naman
O edi dapat siguro merong ding increased tax on petroleum.
Actually, ang ginawa sa Europe, wealth tax. Yung sinasuggest ni Winnie Monsot. But it takes time. At yung mag-a-approve niyan, yung wealthy.
Okay. Ano na pala? Ang bilis ng pagdaan ng panahon sa Storycon.
Lalo na kung may COVID.
We thank you for joining Storycon today. Ami Pamintuan, Editor-in-Chief of the Philippine Star, Ronald Llamas, who has a hit column in the Philippine Star, our resident political pundit. Join the Storycon again tomorrow at 4 p.m. I'm Ces Orenia Drilon. Kapatid, we are One News, all sides, all the time.
This is the Story Conference Group or the Storycon Group.